Hello. Self-esteem is a very important part of every person's personality. It influences everything that person is experiencing in his or her life. Whether it is relation with oneself, relation with others, or relation with the work, everything is influenced by self-esteem. Even though it is formed quite early in life, however, with constant efforts, with consistent efforts, it can be uplifted even later. That is why this subject is very important. In this video, I am going to share with you what are some of the signs, behavioral indicators of people who have high self-esteem. What I would like to encourage you is relate it to yourself and ask yourself, do you demonstrate these and how much do you demonstrate these? And when you find yourself matching with them, give yourself a compliment, and wherever effort is required, start bringing a change. So let us start. What are these? The first one is people who have high self-esteem, they are very authentic in nature. The meaning of the word authentic here is that their inside and outside is aligned with each other. Simplifying it even further, it means that their thinking, their feelings are easily expressed in their behavior. They do not put on masks. Even when it comes to sharing their vulnerabilities, they do so with ease and comfort. They are very comfortable in their skin and they are happy being themselves. Ask yourself, are you authentic in your expressions? The second important point is people who have high self-esteem, they accept responsibility. It means that whatever is happening in their life, they say it is because of them. And if any change is required, they take ownership of making that change, initiating that change. They are not people who are giving excuses. They are not people who are pointing fingers at others. And that is how they are able to create the results they desire. They are able to move towards the goals they have. They are very aspirational people, and because of taking responsibility, they are able to start moving towards their aspirations. Third important point is they take a lot of care of themselves. Self-care is something very important for themselves. They know when they are able to nurture themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, that is when they will be able to contribute the best they can to the world around them. That is why they take time out to invest in self-care. Very important. The next important point is develop constructive habits. We all know that habits play a very important role in shaping our life as well as our destiny. They consume our time and various other resources. And there can be constructive habits. There may also be destructive habits. We know habits have an influence on the results that we experience. And that is why, knowing fully well that our habits play an important role in our life, they start making attempts to develop those habits which will support their life, which will help them to go towards the goals they have in mind. They are very, very careful about where their time and other resources are invested. Next important point is they build other people. It is very important to understand that when we are living in an interdependent world, we are constantly having interactions with others. And people who have high self-esteem, they already feel good about themselves and they make sure whosoever they are interacting with, that person feels a little encouraged, a little uplifted. They help them to see potential and possibilities within themselves and start finding ways to live up to them. It's not an easy thing to see in our day-to-day behavior, but it is something which is demonstrated by people with high self-esteem quite easily. The next important point is people with high self-esteem demonstrate very high level of self-acceptance. Starting with physical features to background, to upbringing, to academics, whatever experiences they have gone through, they are absolutely okay with them. They are not really bothered about what other people may be thinking, may be saying. They are very happy with their life experiences. And once that is accepted, from that context, they live their lives. They are not seeking attention and approval from others. They are very happy with themselves. The next and one of the very important point is people with high self-esteem, they accept appreciation with ease. You must have noticed in your day-to-day interactions with people, when people are appreciated, many of them step back. Many of them underplay that. Many of them do not value it. And what does it show? They are not okay with good things which are being said about them. And people with high self-esteem, they are absolutely comfortable in accepting appreciation. Yes, it's true, they demonstrate a lot of humility when appreciation is given, but they receive it with grace. That's something very important to note. Ask yourself what happens to you when you are appreciated. The next important point, and perhaps one of the very important points, is that they know their boundaries and they know how to respect those boundaries. In the world that we are living in, there are demands from all sides. There are demands from our own family members, there are demands from the work, and so on and so forth. But they know how much they can stretch, and that is how they set their boundaries. One of the simplest examples that can be taken is a person with high self-esteem will find it very easy, very comfortable to tell his superiors also that after a certain time in the evening, I do not take calls. That is my personal time, that is my family time. And when they express it, no one feels bad about it. They know their rights and they also know how to seek those rights. And by setting those boundaries, they are able to live a very holistic life, meaning thereby there's a lot of time for self-care, there is enough time for family and society, and at the same time, they are performing some of the best things at work also. And the last point that I'm mentioning is they are willing to change. They know they are not perfect. They in fact believe that there is nothing like perfection in human life, and they keep on striving for change. They are very open to ideas from others when it comes to making changes in themselves, and they keep on working on putting those ideas into action. It may be at any pace that suits them, but they are working towards putting those new ideas into their day-to-day life, and they demonstrate that willingness to change in their day-to-day decisions, in their day-to-day behavior. So ask yourself, which of these points that I've mentioned today are part of your behavior, and which ones would you like to develop even more? It is very important, as I said in the beginning, having self-esteem determines what you are ultimately experiencing in your life. It can be raised by constant and consistent efforts. I wish that you continue to raise your self-esteem, continue to enhance it, and create great and wonderful results in your life. Wish you all the best. I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay healthy.